Ramble.
Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of You Can Sit With Us. I am one of your hosts, Maggie, and I'm joined today by Becky.
Hello.
Mr. Matthew.
Hello.
Miss Raindrop in the corner.
Hello.
And today we have an exciting episode. We are going to be doing a retrospective on Eugene's beautiful, talented coming out video.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
BTS from Matt's perspective.
Yeah, we are not talking on behalf of Eugene. This is all.
We saw the video. Everyone saw the video.
Yeah.
We saw the video. We saw the video about making the video. This episode is about Matthew.
Yeah.
The other half of
Is the
dream
video behind the
team.
video behind the video.
Yeah.
Behind the
Exactly.
person. Yeah.
BBBBTTTSSSS.
Yes. But before we get started, we're gonna warm up. We're gonna get warm. And we're gonna go around and do a little segment of Today I Learned. So we can go around.
Okay, is it Today I Learned or I was today years old?
Oh.
Right? Isn't it on TikTok? Don't they always say that? I was today years old when I found out that
Instead of like outing your age. Like I was.
True.
I was today years old.
Yeah.
I guess TIL is an older, like a Reddit.
You're dating yourself,
Facebook
Becky?
kind of thing.
You're dating yourself?
Maybe. It is my birth month.
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. I never thought about that.
33, feeling free.
Woo! Triplet party. You have to be like Eugene for his 33rd,
Yeah,
and everyone has to come in a triplet costume.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're gonna bestow some wisdom on the audience today. So who wants to go
So what did you
first?
learn? Maggie, you first.
Today I learned.
You were today years old when you learned what?
Today years old. I brought a visual. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Maggie.
What?
I brought a visual.
A visual aid.
I brought a visual
Prepared.
aid for this
Wow.
audio podcast, but that's fine.
So we will describe it to you.
yes. Did you
Maggie's
know
pulling out a pill
pulling out
box
drugs.
from
this is
her bag.
This is Zachary Kornfeld's prescription. We don't, but I didn't have one for myself, so this is Zachary's.
Okay.
Did you know that these all come with child lock? Yes. These are
Yeah.
the ones with like almost like a double tier, right?
Oh.
They all have child locks, but if you wanted to unchild lock your
You
medicine,
can unchild lock the medicine?
you could just twist it
What?
and flip it on its butt.
So Maggie just took the cap off and then
Flipped it
flipped it
upside
over
down.
and put it back on
Wait,
upside
me
down.
next. Me next.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And you can just put
So
your
if you don't have children, you can do that.
if you don't have children and you don't
Yeah.
worry about them going into your pills.
But
and
does
stuff.
that keep it from being dog proofed like that?
I
'Cause
guess dog
Kimmy
proof
likes to get into stuff.
into pills though.
What about these though?
Let's see.
I got a new.
I don't
got
think
a
so.
little Baby size.
So these ones are
they're
usually how
smaller
they
pills.
come from the manufacturer, and no, it's usually the ones that the pharmacist will take out and count for you. But so how if you ever get the ones that are orange, they're clear. Sometimes they
take
come
it from that one, put it in the
blue,
other one.
but you can just flip them over. But when Zach had these, I would just like put his pills on top, and he would use it like a little medicine cup, and then put it back. But it's
Put his
Such a
pills out,
caretaker.
like at night or in the morning.
well, when
Such a
he was
caretaker.
like on antibiotics, like 12 hours, I was like, don't forget. And we'd like check them off.
notes.
Yeah. I was like, you can't forget. And I
Maggie
was
had her badge on.
exactly, I was dosing him with so much probiotics because I was scared he was going to get C. diff. And of course,
Oh yeah.
he did get C. diff.
Yeah.
No matter all the probiotics.
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics,
they're
yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Antibiotics are real. You heard it here first. Today I learned antibiotics are real.
Are real.
But necessary sometimes.
True.
Yeah.
Life saving. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Who's next?
So mine is also a medical phenomenon, but it's
Oh.
with
Oh
my
my God.
quail. So I was cleaning out my quail coops this weekend.
Okay. How are they doing, by the way?
Thriving.
Great.
We're getting so many eggs.
Great. So they're not
fun.
stressed. They're
Love
Quail
it.
update.
No, they're
Okay.
definitely not stressed. They're each laying like an egg a day, which is good.
good job.
We get like 7 to 8 eggs a day. So I was cleaning their coop this weekend
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed some of them had kind of like swollen little feet.
Oh.
And I guess like birds can get what's called bumblefoot.
Oh.
And it's like where their pads get swollen for different reasons. And it's normally like they kind of start to get infected.
Oh.
So you have to like do different things to it. So I had to like hold them. It only happened to like one of them.
Okay.
But you have to like hold them in warm water because they don't like to get wet. It's not
Right.
good for them to get wet, but you just hold their little feet in the warm water. and then you can like clean them off and stuff, and then you have to put like antiseptic, antibiotic stuff on it.
Oh.
If it's not bad, if it's really bad, you have to like. I was watching some YouTube videos. It's insane. You have to like
Drain it.
like cut it off, and then like bandage it up and stuff. Because it's basically like the pad of their little foot will basically like grow around whatever is stuck in it or infected. So then it'll be like a huge bulb on it.
Oh my gosh.
So crazy. Poor little quails.
How did they get it?
It just from like stepping on something and like maybe getting a cut or like, you know, getting a scratch and then getting infected, or if stuff gets like, if, you know, excrement and stuff gets stuck on there
Poor
and you
little
don't check on them enough
buddies.
and stuff. I know.
I'm glad you noticed.
Poor babies. So
Little
I gave them all foot baths, all 8 of them.
Oh.
Just to make sure, you know, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Only one had a problem. So
Okay.
so sad, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Who knew? Bumblefoot.
Bumblefoot.
Yeah.
It sounds like a new dating app for foot fetishes.
Becky, you
Bumblefoot.
have you have untapped
Swipe
market.
right. Swipe right.
Swipe
Do
swipe.
bumble arm, bumble leg,
Yes.
bumble eyes.
Bumble eyes, bumblebee eyes.
Bumble eyes.
Yeah. So I was today years old. Yesterday when I learned this.
Are you finding that you're having extra quail eggs? Yes.
I did. I just gave a bunch away. So next time I'll put you to the on your
Zach and I
list,
went to
you
the
know?
farmer's market this weekend. You could set up shop, Matt.
Yeah.
They're like $10 per dozen.
That's
At
a
the
lot.
one we went to, and I was like, that is not.
They're so small too. So that's like
I know.
a lot per egg. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And they're a third of the size.
I mean, we've actually been eating a lot of them. Eugene's mom is visiting and she's been like
Oh,
putting them in this like Korean like pickling
cool.
stuff. So it's so good.
Yum.
It's perfect for
Sounds
that.
tasty.
And you,
Get some
Bex,
quail.
what did you learn?
I learned about death.
Death.
Death and destruction.
Death becomes her.
What did you learn about death?
We learned about death. Well, it's more about what happens after you die. So Keith and I are thinking about our future. You know, you don't want to accidentally die, and then
Don't accidentally die.
you don't want to accidentally die,
Don't
and then
accidentally
not,
die.
you know, nobody knows what you wanted to do
That's
with
true.
yourself.
Yeah.
So we filled out our advanced medical directives.
Like the
Just
DNR
the-
stuff.
Our
Yeah.
DNR stuff, yes. The one part that Keith and I found humorous about the thing is you could write any note you wanted for after you died about what happens to your body.
Okay.
So we're not religious, so we don't really care. Burial, cremation, whatever.
You're like, wrap my body in bacon.
But we have a feed me to the animals, feed me to my cats. We did listen to a lot of crime podcasts. And so our medical directive says if we died under suspicious circumstances, bury me. If my death was caused by natural causes.
Wait.
Or you know exactly how I died, like I get hit by a car or something like that. It's very obvious how I died. Then we would like to be cremated or disposed of in the most eco-friendly / fun way possible.
Fun.
Fun.
What do you think the funnest way is?
Subjective.
I don't know, like a tree.
Shot into space? Oh.
Confetti.
Why would you, okay.
Excellent
tell me.
question.
Okay, go ahead.
So why should you be buried if you were
be
killed
exhumed.
under suspicious circumstances so that your body can be exhumed for later DNA? There's a lot of cases where somebody died under suspicious circumstances and then, you know, police didn't do a great job. And years later, they want to exhume the body to get more DNA evidence, or, you know, science gets better. Like there was no DNA database back in the 70s.
Yeah, that's 70s.
So new technology comes out. So if you died suspiciously, you want them to have something to look at.
Ooh, so
'Cause
you
your
could turn
body
into
might-
another little podcast episode.
Yeah,
Rebecca
so your-
Habersberger.
Your body might have some clues on it.
Yeah.
So we put that in our directive.
Wow.
Becky, you just made the cut for a TikTok. And that's going to be cut down for social because that's really intense. That's just insane.
Isn't that crazy?
I just love that. I love every part
You
of
may
that
have just
story.
changed my mind because Zach and I have always been like, die hard, please turn us into a really cool tree.
Yeah.
But if we go down in a
Suspicious manner.
yeah, I want to know what happened. My family wants to know what happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gotta be something for them to look at. But I know certain religions don't believe in like cremation anyway. So if you're one of those,
true.
like lit, you're gonna be okay.
Burial.
Yeah, burials are better, but
So does that mean you already bought like a burial plot?
we do not have a burial plot or
You're like,
caskets or
backyard,
anything
please.
already picked out. No, none of that. We're gonna wait a little bit longer
Right.
before that. Some living wills come out. We'll make sure that happens. But this was just for our general well-being and
Yeah.
peace of mind.
And is this the one you can do it through your doctors where they or like your medical whatever hospital group you're part of, they have like not standardized ones, but like sometimes people are like, I don't want to formulate in a whole advanced directive, but there's like a guide that you can follow.
Yeah, we didn't do it through our hospital. We did it through our financial lady.
Oh, very nice.
She's a notary.
She's like, we need to
She's a
know.
notary on the side.
Nice.
So she notarized it.
Amazing.
So, we could have it. So
Get your advanced directive done.
get your advanced
It's never
directive.
too early.
Never too early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plan now for your death.
Yeah.
Hey, it's always good to be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to be prepared. You don't want to leave
Yeah. My
a lot of
mom
question marks behind.
morally, she told me, we had this discussion once. She was like, I don't think I could ever pull the plug on
Your
you.
mom said
And
that.
that's why she does not get to make medical
She doesn't get to
decisions
make
for
the
me if I'm
choice.
ever like in a car accident or something happens to me. Who knows? Like Magali, that is not what I want.
Well, I feel like we grew up with, you might have been like literally just 2 years too young to remember Terry Schiavo. You know who that is? I don't remember actually how she got injured, but she was totally brain dead.
Yeah.
She was not considered alive anymore.
Yeah.
But I think it was the parents wanted to keep her on life support. The husband was like, this is
Pull the
not
plug.
what you wanted. Pull the
Yeah.
plug.
Yeah.
And they like went to trial
yeah.
over it. It took like a year or years.
It was a
Yeah.
long, I feel
To
like it was
figure
forever.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, having like a hospital perspective on it as to opposed to being a parent and not, my parents haven't worked in hospitals before. So I can understand, and they're religious. So they're like, I could never do this.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Pure emotion.
yeah. As long as she's like alive to some capacity, like I get it.
Well, I think Zach gets first dibs now.
Yeah.
Now that you're married.
Yeah. He's like, I'll make
First dibs.
decisions.
That's how the law works.
Yep.
That's how the law works.
How the law works.
Take your parents to jail.
He wouldn't, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was dark and morbid, but
Thanks, Bex. Thanks, Bex.
Thanks, Bex, for
Thanks,
changing
Bex.
my
it's
mind.
what I learned and I wanted
Yeah.
to share.
We're always learning.
You
always
learned that
changing our
you
minds.
want to be buried and or cremated.
Yeah.
And or cremated. I don't care what they do with us. We're dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're dead. My body's not anything after that. It can be food.
I can go on,
can be food.
on a yacht like Jennifer Coolidge and sprinkle your
I
body.
told Maggie she could eat me. Like if we were on Yellow Jackets,
No,
I said you could eat me because I would absolutely
No.
eat you. If you died
no.
and I was stuck in the woods,
Oh.
Becky laughed. I was
I would
like,
eat you.
I was so, for those of you who haven't watched, I'm so sorry. This is a spoiler. But I texted Becky
God.
after that finale. I was like, I don't know if I can keep going. I am deeply disturbed. She's like, no, it's fine. Like I would, if you were smoked, you were basically telling me to
You were
eat you.
smoked.
you
I'm
were
like,
giving me
no.
the signs to eat you.
No.
Smoke signals to eat you.
I was like, I could not look you in your little dead corpse and eat you, Bex, and then look at your parents.
Just don't look at my
afterwards?
face.
No,
Close my eyes.
Well, you wouldn't be able to. It'd be charred. Okay.
That's true.
Charred.
She was smoked. She was like jerky.
wouldn't.
She was like a delicious turkey.
No, no,
Gross.
gross. I'd go fishing.
I'd go fishing.
In the winter,
I'd figure it
did
out.
you see what happened with that
Put on the
moose?
wetsuit.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out.
This was too big. I need it. It's too big. We knew that wasn't gonna happen.
See, I think my theory for anyone who watches Yellow Jackets,
Mm-hmm.
the cannibalism is not the worst thing that they do. Like, who would not?
What's
Who
the next
among
verse?
us would not eat
What are your-
another person if you were trapped for like? They're
I mean,
going
I feel
on
like
9
at
months.
some point you probably become desperate enough where you're
You
so
have
hungry.
to.
You know,
You got it.
there's only so much bark you can eat. You know,
Only so much like leaves, especially in the winter.
Oof.
You're getting cold.
Pine needles.
I would just die.
At a certain
I would just die.
Maggie,
I would just die. I wouldn't know what to do.
What if you didn't know that it was,
like
the
what if we
human
just
meat?
plopped it in?
Yeah,
Like in The Last of Us.
Yeah.
yeah.
What if we gave you the secret sauce and we're like, here, Maggie, eat.
Well, if you do that, then okay.
Oh, so
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
You know,
like
but
eyes are
you
closed.
know, but you don't know.
Guys,
you
we're
know?
getting really dark.
Hey.
First, we went to no. We got
Death, and now it's eating people.
Wow,
Now we know.
Look.
Becky would eat your little butt, Matt.
probably.
Matt would be delicious. Matt is so strong. You actually might be kind of tough to cook. We need like more body fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably need more. Like you have to really pound, like break down the tissue.
Yeah.
Rainie loves this. Rainie, do you watch Yellow Jackets?
No, I really need to.
It's
I'm
You
kind of
need-
scared. I'm kinda nervous.
it's a little
you need
scary.
to.
Because
It's
it's
so
graphic,
good.
right?
Yeah.
It
I
is pretty
do-
graphic.
Yeah,
It's a little graphic.
I hate the theme song. It always makes me so ill. I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. What's going to happen this episode? I'm like, fast forward. There's no skip. I'm like, why do I have to listen to this? But
There's no skill.
I'm too far. I have to keep watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for that wonderful interlude, Becky.
And that
Now
actually
let's
brings
talk
us to our
about
next topic,
Being gay.
being gay.
Now we're going to talk about Eugene's magnum opus, his beautiful coming out video.
This coming out video. I know we got a ton of audience questions
Did.
to ask about behind the scenes and
I
stuff.
want to know.
People dying to know.
Literally
Even though there was like a
dying.
30-minute behind the scenes video, people still had more questions.
Yeah.
But these are questions for you, because you
That's
are
true.
the star.
Yeah.
I am the star behind
You
the star.
are the star behind the star. But behind every
Yeah.
man making a viral coming out video is another man supporting him.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Matt's version.
Exactly, Becky. Exactly.
So how long did you know about this project? Is this something that he was thinking about?
Oh my God, no. It
I was
was
gonna
like
say, how long did you know Eugene was gay?
forever.
Forever.
No, he had decided to do it, and it was like it had to come out like within a month. Like it
I
was
remember.
so fast because in the middle of their book stuff coming out, and then it was also when they were doing their tour was
Right.
about to come out. So it was all the coming out at once.
Yeah. They were already on tour. I remember. Do you
They were getting
remember?
ready for tour
You're right.
when they were
It was when
shooting
they were
it.
shooting it.
Oh,
yeah. They
yeah.
were getting
So,
the
yeah.
final edits while they were
Yeah.
on
So
the road.
yeah, because Eugene really wanted. I know Eugene really wanted like to have a strong queer storyline, especially in the tour.
Right.
So he wanted to make sure this video came out before then to like really establish, that he
Who he was.
was a proud gay man out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
You know?
but that's the question I got, or the roundabout. I think the theme of the questions I got when I asked on
Right.
Instagram was a lot of people seem to be confused as to whether or not Eugene was out before this.
Right.
So to clear the air, he's been gay
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
And we all knew about it. There were no secrets.
Never.
No.
But what made Eugene decide, because he'd always said queer or
Yeah.
queer presenting or something like that. What made him want to be like, I'm a gay man?
Yeah. I think because he had so many, like he's always been gay. He's always had so many gay friends, and like most his family knew, but not all his family knew. But then he'd never directly said it publicly. He wanted to make more of a proclamation to like really establish that he was gay or queer, so that a lot of his stories come from that perspective.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that really like validates those and really shows like where his heart comes from.
Oh, are you going to
you know?
cry?
No, I'm not gonna cough.
Don't lie, you're gonna cry. You're our biggest crybaby.
I'm crying.
I've never seen him cry.
No, but yeah, so I think that's why he was like, this is the time, because this is a good time. It really plays into stuff that came out in the book, the Try Guys book, and then also everything on tour. And that helped kind of facilitate those conversations with his family members who didn't know as well.
Right.
So it's just good timing for all of that.
And then what did that mean for you? For him to come out and say, I'm gay and this is my boyfriend.
I mean,
And we've lived together for forever.
I know, right? Like for like 6 years, 7 years at that point.
Yeah, we are a family.
I don't know. I guess I didn't really think about that it would have implications for me. You know what I mean? Because it's not like anything changed at home. It was the same.
His
you
hair
know?
just got bigger.
His hair just got taller, wore drag more.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I mean, it definitely put me more in the face of the public, which was a little different, but not like a crazy amount,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I didn't really, I don't know.
You didn't
I
think
was in
about
more, I didn't really think about it.
Do you think about it now when people come up to you and talk about it?
Yeah. I mean, it is very endearing because a lot of people will come up and be like, oh, I loved your coming out video. And they're like, I used that to like help come out to my family. You know, so that's like really powerful that it's like a powerful tool that people use to like help communicate that message to others. So, you know, helped a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So it, you know, it's nice to get that recognition and people being like, you don't know how this has helped change my life or stuff like that. You know, I don't think Eugene was even thinking about when he
That it would be used
started
as a
that process
tour.
in that video. Yeah.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's so easy to get caught up on everything you need to do at work, answering emails, but the amount of time that you spend on yourself is so precious. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Here on You Can Sit With Us, we love therapy. We love having dedicated time to work on ourselves and talk through stressors, things we're going through, and having an unbiased opinion to help guide us through these life events. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. Switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/sitwithus today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/sitwithus.
What was the
So
process?
cute.
So the process was like, okay, I want to have a coming out video. And then what was like, because you saw each step intimately, what was like behind the scenes? What was his first step? If you're going to make a music video, a viral music video.
Yeah. Well, I think for Eugene, he didn't like, because he's a filmmaker first at heart. Like that's what he's always wanted to do before, you know, even going into digital media. So he wanted to be kind of more in that realm and telling a story in a more non-traditional way. So he didn't want to just like sit and talk to the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
He wanted to have some type of storytelling element. And then also with his background and his culture, like it's easier to express things sometimes not through words, right? Because like just by coming out and saying I'm gay, you know, is going to be a different conversation than showing like the emotional turmoil of everything that had happened in the video.
And he'd made music videos before.
He choreographed.
He directed, choreographed. He was in some.
Yeah, before BuzzFeed, he did
Yeah.
a lot of music videos. Like I used to go help him on set on those.
Oh my God. That was like
Stuff
kind of his
back
bread
in
and
the
butter
day.
before.
Yeah, that's what he did before BuzzFeed. And then, you know, once at BuzzFeed, he did more like digital content, viral video stuff. This is kind of a way to marry the two together.
What did you do
This
on
video.
set at the other?
Oh my gosh, I did help, like, I don't know, like production assistant number 7 or whatever.
You were a PA, man.
I mean, no like official accreditations.
Oh, so you weren't paid.
Not paid,
Unpaid
unpaid,
Unpaid intern.
but like having to just to help do whatever they need, you know? Help with some like set design stuff, moving stuff around, holding light, like, and you name it.
Getting lunch. Did you ever
Getting
get
lunch, yes.
Coffees?
Yes.
Coffees?
Was there ever a conversation about you being in the video?
No, I didn't want to be in the video. I mean, I can't really dance, so it wasn't going to be helpful for me anyway. But it's also not my story, right? It's
Right.
Eugene's story and like his perspective.
Yeah.
You know,
But you're in that story.
I mean, I wasn't really in the part of the story that Eugene was telling. I was after that.
You're going to be in part
Right.
2. The
Part
redo.
2.
There was a lot from
Redux.
childhood.
Redux. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
first love.
Because I know it's very emotional for Eugene too, like especially like all of the scenes with like the family and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the last scene where he's like holding it in like the purple.
Yeah.
So he said like after that scene, he had to wait like 30 minutes because it's just like so emotional before he could like do anything.
Yeah, you got to take a pause to get out of that mind, that headspace.
Yeah, because they filmed it like in sequential order, you know, because most of the times when you're filming stuff, that's not the case. But he wanted to this time so that like the emotional buildup would be kind of natural and authentic and real. So that was kind of like the climax.
Yeah.
Was the last scene.
Did you go on set that day?
I didn't. I was working because I used to travel.
town.
I used to travel all the time for work, you know. So it was during the week where the shoots. So I was gone.
Do you remember what you thought when you saw the first cut?
I mean, obviously, it was very emotional, very,
was very
proud. It was also really cool. You know, he like pulled all this together so fast.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite part of the music video?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it. No, I mean, it's like, I can like see the story, you know, because after you know someone like that, you can definitely like, you can see the different parts of their life.
Yeah.
So I think that was the cool part for me.
And he has a little symbolism in there that I'm sure that you caught on too. Pretty.
Everything.
Every single part.
Everything.
All of it. Yeah. Did that make you feel closer to understanding his story from, I mean, obviously you had, you've been together for like 6 or 7 years at this point. You had conversations about childhood and coming out and college and things like that. But did watching the music video help you understand like a new layer to that? Or did you feel like I knew this, but you know, now I can see it in this way?
Yeah, I think maybe a little more. It definitely added more of an emotional element, you know, because when you like talk about stuff, it's more like words. So you like understand what happened, but you don't necessarily feel the emotion of everything that happened. So I think it helped relay that a little bit more.
And Eugene's usually very jokey. If something was like traumatic or like bad, he will like make a joke about it or say it like kind of offhand. So I think that was something that surprised me in the music video was that
there were no jokes.
There were no jokes. It was not funny.
It was not funny.
It's not funny at all. Not a comedy.
Not funny.
Actually the opposite.
Yeah, no, it's very, I mean, he's a very sensitive person and very emotional.
Yes.
You know, so that really, I think, played throughout the film.
Matt, do you think you're sensitive?
Maybe sometimes.
What are you sensitive about?
I don't know, because I don't really like let what other people think or say bother me. You know, like I'm not sensitive in that way.
No.
Yeah.
My feelings don't get hurt easily.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's a superpower.
That's a superpower. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe like with your animals, you know, you're sensitive. All my quails.
With all your quails and
my
your
doggies.
They're bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say using Matt's favorite sentence in the world or starter sentence. I'm not gonna lie. He says that like 100 times a day. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Matt's more like empathetic than you are sensitive. Like I think you get like you're very thoughtful. You don't necessarily like if someone says something mean to you or you know your friends are razzing you, you don't get upset about those things.
No.
But if someone was mean to your friends, you would not be happy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Beat them up.
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. Were you ever nervous about any backlash coming from the music video? Because, you know, we are in our liberal bubble here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not making waves, you're not making a difference, right? Isn't that what everyone always says?
Matt, 2024 president.
If you're not making waves, you're not making a difference. But I mean, I wasn't really nervous. I know Eugene was really nervous.
Really?
Of everything coming out.
I know he had
getting published and stuff. He didn't know how it was going to be perceived and like what people were going to think of him and all this stuff. So he was really shocked how like viral it actually ended up being.
Yeah.
I also feel like the only times I've heard Eugene talk about something someone has said to him has been about someone like claiming that his representation wasn't like a real or authentic representation. Like that bothers him more than like a bigot being like being gay isn't real, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're kind of the same way too.
Yeah.
That those kind of people just kind of roll off your back, but the weight of representing so many different people is very heavy.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have less of a hard time with that than Eugene. Like because maybe he has more intersectionalities, you know, because he's also Asian American.
Right.
Then he wants to make sure he's representing like all of these communities in an authentic and powerful way.
Right.
And that's actually part of his like struggle because he knew he wanted to put this video out, but they talked about this, you know, in the behind the scenes of like, was it going to be on the Try Guys channel or not? And I think part of that was, you know, his identity. This was more like his story and his coming out, and you know he'd always been gay, and it wasn't because of the Try Guys that he was coming out. You know what I mean? So then he was like, yeah, they're here to support me, but I'm not coming out because of them. So it was kind of weird for it to be on the Try Guys channel. Like he was going to self-fund it and just put it on his own like social media and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But in the end, he did decide to because it could reach more people, basically, you know? It could reach more people and, you know, have a larger impact.
Yeah, go with the most views. If more people are going to see it.
Right, exactly.
Go with that way. But yeah, it's got to be. I mean, none of us can imagine, but being Eugene.
Yeah.
Especially like back in BuzzFeed days, back in early Try Guys days. That's a lot to represent when you have 3 other straight white men with you.
Right.
You know, that's a lot of everything to carry.
Right.
Yeah,
A
and
lot
he
to
was
carry.
he was a little afraid that like he wouldn't be doing kind of the queer community justice by not giving that story to like 3 white guys, but or 3 like straight white guys, but you know, so it's kind of like a weird area.
Yeah. But I also think it goes to show how other people in your life can help prop you up.
Right, that's true.
You know, and help support you and be, you know, involved in a community that you're not a part of.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
and want to make a difference.
Allies.
Allies.
Exactly.
We love allies.
Yes.
We love all our allies out there.
And so much, and many, like the whole Try Guys community are full of allies. Like even me as a straight woman, I can never pretend to understand the experience, but Eugene conveyed so many emotions. And even though I can't say that I understand all the things that he represents, but that video is just so powerful. And every single time I was in the grocery store once and I started hearing the Odessa song.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just start tearing up thinking
I know.
about him.
Yeah, now it's like forever. The song is forever linked together. Yeah.
Did he have to get the rights to that?
So yeah, his friend. So he got hooked up with Odessa. I mean, he was always a fan of Odessa, but his friend Kathleen is really well connected in the music community. And when he was like looking at songs, he was like, "Oh, you know Odessa? Can I talk to them? Can you hook me up with them so we can talk about using this for my video?" And they told him yes. So that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Kathleen was the main producer on set too, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. She's also in the behind the scenes video.
So
Yeah.
cool.
I think Eugene does a really good job of, similar to Keith, bringing all of his friends in, like keeping connected with people. Because like him and Kathleen met at a serving job.
Oh my God. Yeah. They used to work at a dim sum house serving like years ago.
Yeah. So like keeping those people in your life, and David Dang did hair on set, like some of the drag queens he knew personally.
Right, yeah.
Like he does a really good job of like finding other talented people and then bringing them together and uplifting them as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he had basically all these people he had worked with or met mostly in the queer community for that video. He really wanted to represent them in the film as well.
Did you have any input on anything? Were you ever like,
No.
don't do this, do this?
I was like the emotional support partner, you know, because it was a very emotional time and he was really stressed. I remember he like was spiraling. He like never slept because he was, you know, choreographing and doing everything for that. But then they also were practicing or rehearsals to go on tour.
Yeah.
And he was the one choreographing most of all that and putting all the music and stuff for his piece of that to get. So it was just like so many things at once. It was really challenging. So I was definitely had no input on anything. Not involved, just being the emotional support.
And making sure that he was taking care of himself.
And what is that
Surviving
like for you? Because you were traveling.
Yeah.
So what does being emotional support boyfriend
From a
mean
distance.
from a distance to you?
Right.
Yeah. What did that look like from your perspective?
It was, you know, you have to just check in multiple times a day, make sure your person's doing okay, tell them you love them, you support them, stuff like that, you know. It's temporary, it's not gonna be like this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still have to have those conversations with Eugene because he still gets so stressed out about work. Like right now, you know, since his main passion is filmmaking, and I think I can say this, but he's like working on his first feature. It's hopefully hear more stuff about that later this year. But you know, that process has been also years in the making and really started to pick up steam in the last 3 years. So just the stress of that is like kind of what was happening in the coming out video, but like tenfold because it's such a bigger project.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's also very personal because it's a lot of stuff to do with his family and like stories he hasn't really talked about before. So it's a lot of emotional support, Becky.
A lot of emotional support.
I mean, you get the call sometimes too, where Eugene will call you, just like talk.
I can tell when Eugene
stuff.
is stressed is because it'll be a random time. I remember the Met Gala.
Yes.
I think
Oh
I
my
talked
gosh.
to Eugene on the phone like 4 times in one day. And it wasn't necessarily that we were like having a conversation. It was more that he was like telling me things. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
He just
okay.
wants the
And then
emotional
he's like,
support.
Okay, and I gotta go. And I was like, okay, I'll talk to you later.
2 hours later.
Yeah, but I think he's definitely someone who needs, I'm the same way. If there's something bothering me, I just need to like say it.
Right. Yeah.
So that it leaves my
Or
body.
say it's like 10 people.
Yeah.
Not just one person.
Say it to everyone. I need to tell everyone in the world.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
What was Eugene calling you about? Was he just like my my outfit?
Well, there was a lot of I think they touched on it in the Met Gala video, but I'm not sure how much they talked about. I'm also not sure how much I can say about everything. But there was just a lot of behind the scenes stuff that happened with his outfit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a
So
lot
and
of
he was
outfit
just
stuff
sort of
felt-
A lot of
narrating
outfit
like
stuff.
what was going
Yeah.
on, and then you were like, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and then compounded with again the weight of feeling like you need to represent
Right.
entire communities, like people. I know, like Nikki Tutorials wore this like gorgeous dress that was the colors of the trans flag, because she had been like blackmailed and outed basically earlier in the year, and like I know him seeing other people making these big
Right.
statements. He's like, that's what I want to do too. I want to make these statements,
Right.
and that's important to him. So I could tell he was very felt that weight heavily.
Yeah, because I mean, the other big project that he's working on now is, you know, he's writing these novels. You know, he's already announced, and they're also kind of like they're very queer focused too.
Whoa.
So he really toils over like making sure that everything is like perfect, or you know, all types of people are represented in
Right.
it and stuff like that.
Well, he says that, but then he also said that there cannot be a character named Becky in his queer fantasy novel. I was like, what about a fairy? What about a woodland creature?
Yes.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
It could be a little bird, maybe a tree.
Yeah. A little tree?
I'm sure that one of the names in there has a B in the name.
An homage to me. Thank you so much.
That's the closest.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I think a common misconception that people sometimes have with Eugene, Keith, and Zach is that the things that they're working on now are things that happened either because of the Try Guys or like just happened this year or just
Right.
happened last year. Like with Eugene and his script that he's been working on, his novels, all these
Yeah.
things that he's writing. He's been doing this for years,
Right.
and it's just coming to a culmination now.
takes so long.
Keith and
It
all of
takes
his
forever.
songwriting and stuff like that. That is years of work and years of improv and stuff like that. Zach working on his short film.
That took
years
years.
of work to
Yeah.
come
Right.
to a
Exactly.
head. But Try Guys is a really great vehicle, kind of like what you said about the most people will get to see it
Right.
because of that,
Yeah.
which is where you're like, okay, that's where it needs to be connected. But like, I think one of the really cool things that Eugene's doing that comes out this month, because I think we're releasing in Pride Month. Happy Pride. Happy Pride, everyone. Is that Eugene is voicing a character in a movie called Nimona.
Gay character.
Gay character.
Gay romance.
Gay Prince, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Riz Ahmed is in it. Chloe Grace Moretz
That's who
is
he
in
makes
it.
out with.
Eugene.
Smoochies.
Cartoon makeout.
Cartoon smoochies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that project was in the works for
Years.
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 He recorded the voiceover. It got scrapped. The project itself got defunded and then picked up again and
Right.
is back, and it's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
But those things take years. This is
Yeah.
not something that happened one night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's had an animated romance for years. now.
Yeah.
Animated
How do you
romance.
feel?
I know.
Yeah, you've seen the
I
first
did.
version.
It's so good. Nimona is so good. It's so cute.
I'm excited.
But it's weird because like he's not doing a character voice. It's just his voice. And for some parts, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Eugene. And other parts, I'm like, that's not Eugene. You know what I mean? Because it's not
Yeah.
things he would ever say.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of a weird experience. I was like, it's not even him.
It's so
Like,
funny.
I don't
The
know
first
that.
time
Because
he's
like
not playing
the
himself.
directors and stuff were there like asking me, and I was like, it's not even him. It's not him.
What's it like for you when he gets those auditions and you're the reader in the room?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think it was his agent said like, or his manager said that I was the worst line reader he'd ever heard.
You are the worst I've ever heard. Please.
Which I'm like, okay, then that should just make you look that much better because I'll be so bad. It'll make you look so good that you're able to still do a good job.
I can't believe he told you
so
that.
bad.
That's so funny.
That is hilarious.
So it's really fun, Becky.
Does it boost your confidence? Does it make you want to be an actor?
No,
A voice
absolutely
actor?
not. I have no will, no desire, no want. No.
Okay.
No thanks. I mean, voice acting is different because you don't have to memorize and stuff, and with the voice acting, you never have to read with someone. You're usually just recording yourself in a script. Yeah.
I mean, you still have to make it believable.
Yeah.
Eugene is famous in among the tri-staff for when he edits, he goes through from like in the time code, each second he makes perfect and then he moves on to the next second, like in timely order. Does he do that with like his novel, with his
Oh my God. Yeah.
feature?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of hard to, I'm like, I can't imagine. I do one quick pass, second pass, third pass.
That's what I wish you would do.
What do you mean by second by second?
He'll this is just what I've heard. This is the legend, but he
the ledge is the lore.
he doesn't do multiple passes. He doesn't go back. He never will listen to it. Like he won't listen to the first minute again after he goes through the first minute.
Oh.
He just edits frame by frame and make sure each audio all the audio is right. And then once he's at the end, he's done because he's just worked so hard on each.
There's no rough
moment.
cut.
Yeah, there's no rough
He
cut.
just gives the one.
Wow.
I know, isn't that intense?
That's intense.
I can't imagine,
He,
but I'm sort of
perfects
that's
every
really iconic.
bit.
Also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he does the same, especially I know with the novel. It takes so long because he'll go through and make the paragraph, and then go through and redo the paragraph, and then redo the paragraph until it's perfect, and then he'll go to the next.
Oh my god.
He just doesn't dump it all out. He'll literally self-edit multiple times.
Yeah.
But he'll always ask me so many questions when he's in writing mode. He'll be he's like, when I say blah, 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 does that make sense? What does that make you think of? Or he's like, what does this name mean to you? And I'm like, I don't know. Or I'd be like, which name is better? Lenora or Lenora? And I'll be like, interesting choices.
Matt, who famously forgets every name of every character he's ever watched in any show or movie ever.
I only remember people's names who are important to me, okay? Well, I feel like I've been talking the whole time, but how about your perspective of the coming out video? What were your favorite parts? What was your favorite outfit?
All of it was beautiful. I don't know if I have a favorite part. The ending made me really sad.
Yeah.
Once they get with all the drag queens, that I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? But I think I really like the dancing with him and his partner when they're in the yellow.
Yeah.
I thought that was really pretty. And I was also like, oh my God,
Jewish.
Eugene.
Dancer.
'Cause
Dance
I've
pants on.
Yeah, I think before I had seen him dance, but I'd never seen him dance that style before. So I was like, I knew you could dance. I've seen you dance. But this is, wow, you're beautiful.
I know.
Beautiful.
You're beautiful little gazelle.
How about
He's
you,
a
Maggie?
multi-hyphenate. I would say I really liked the ballet too. I love that scored in the middle of the song. And I thought the last scene was just very powerful. This is the way I interpret it. I don't know if this is how he intended it, but my interpretation was just everyone behind him's fighting and he's just, the queer community just wants to exist. And I thought that was very powerful. And I remember they were doing rehearsals for their tour, and Eugene opened up a laptop. I don't know if you were there, Becky. I think you were.
I think it was when they were in Santa Barbara.
And I remember him just sitting in front of me and Becky and I watching, and it was just so, that was the first time I had heard that he had been filming, but it was the first time I saw everything come together.
Yeah.
And it was incredible.
We were like, why are you watching us watch this? I know.
I was like,
did you like it? I was like, it was really beautiful. I know. It was really beautiful.
He put headphones on us so we got the entire experience, and I was like, friend, you are so talented. Yeah.
So Eugene grilled you before this podcast
Yeah.
to make sure. What
Yeah,
was he asking you?
He didn't want me to say anything wrong.
Oh, so he was quizzing
like
you.
my PR.
Your PR team.
My PR team.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us all the things he didn't want you to say.
Yeah.
He didn't want. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just like, he wanted to give me some behind the scenes tea that wasn't in the behind the scenes video.
So what
which I already said some of them.
Okay.
Like, for example, like how he had to wait like 30 minutes after the last scene, like how they filmed it in sequential order.
Oh yeah, and then you mentioned something about director inspiration.
Oh,
That was a
yeah.
cool
So
story.
a lot of, especially Asian American directors, had seen it and really liked it, but his manager told him that Steven Soderbergh saw it and like really liked it. So Eugene was like shocked that it had like that reach, and these people knew who he was now. That's kind of cool, right?
That's incredible.
I always think of Steven Soderbergh from Big Fat Liar when Amanda Bynes is on the
Oh
phone
my gosh.
in the lobby and she's taking calls at the Marty Wolf Pictures, and she's like, "All right, Mr. Soderbergh."
Oh my god.
And how do you spell that?
So funny. So funny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also cool, like thinking about in that same vein, like when Nimona comes out, that like, well, he was already in a movie with Riz Ahmed, but like RuPaul's gonna see him because
Yeah.
RuPaul does a voice.
RuPaul's
in it.
in the movie, yeah.
Mother
RuPaul's
is there.
voicing the movie, yeah.
And this only goes
coworkers.
further to our petition, #Eugene on Drag Race.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. He really wants to be a judge on Drag Race.
I'm
He's gotta
surprised he
be.
hasn't
Yeah.
been.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
he's this close.
Yeah.
I feel like there's one call away.
Yeah.
One call away.
One call away.
One
You would be
call
so
more.
good on it.
He would be so good. He's so knowledgeable.
Well, yeah, he remembers every single thing from like every single episode.
Oh my God. The Untucked afterwards would be like 8 hours long. Matthew found us some beautiful questions from you guys in our audience. So, this email question listener says, "Hi, y'all. First, I want to say I love the pod. It's my favorite part of Tuesday afternoon drive. Thank you so much. I am absolutely desperate for some relationship advice. Please help. My girlfriend and I have been dating for a little over 2 years, and we graduated from college in June 2022. Oh, such a rough time to graduate college. She was not out to anyone until we started dating during college, and currently our close friends and families know we're together. Her family was totally fine with us being together, but her dad was worried it would negatively impact her at work if people found out that she's bi/dating a girl. She works at a private equity firm. I don't know what that is.
It's like a bank. This is what I learned. I learned this recently.
Today, Rainie learned.
Yeah. Private equity is very similar to a bank, but people are investing the money, and they're sort of professional investors with that bank's money, right, Matt?
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's pretty good.
It's giving very straight white men vibes.
Okay. Well, we love this for our bi queen. So they're saying her dad was worried about it negatively affecting her at work, and she agreed. I'm totally fine with her not telling her coworkers that she's bi. I feel like that's up to her and doesn't really impact me, especially because we live 2 hours away from each other. In November, I was visiting her, and we went to a bar in Venice. One of her coworkers was also there and saw us kissing, and in their team meeting on Monday, he said, "I didn't know you were gay." She told him she wasn't. I thought it had blown over until she told me that her dad thought she should take a guy to her company Christmas party to make sure no one had the wrong idea about her. I wasn't happy about it, but she took one of our mutual friends who has always been super supportive of our relationship, so I went along with it. In the 4 months since the Christmas party, she has taken him to probably 7 work events or happy hour events after work. I have no concern that they're like hooking up or anything like that, but it feels incredibly shitty that the only reason she's hiding our relationship is because I'm a girl. It was fine when she just wasn't telling people she was seeing someone, and I don't want to force her to come out or anything, but this whole fake dating a man thing is a little too much for me. Since her coworker saw us in November, she pretty much always comes to visit me so we can go out without running in. Oh, I see. She pretty much always comes to visit me so we can go out without running into people she works with. And the few times I have gone to see her, we barely leave the house. I can't help I can't help but feel like I don't fit into the life she wants, or that she doesn't want to do things with me in public because I'm more visibly queer than her. All my friends are telling me I should end things, and while I don't actually want to do that, I also don't want to stay in a situation that's making me miserable. Am I being unreasonable here? What should I do?
Ugh.
Girly pop.
That's hard.
That is so hard.
Yeah. Because when Eugene and I were dating, like there were still people in his family that would like call me his roommate. You know? So I get kind of being misnamed or misrecognized by people in your significant other's life, but that can't last forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, she's basically feeling like she's being hidden away.
Yeah.
Because work does
in her
play
girlfriend's life.
80% of your day to day, just between coworkers, and if they go out with their coworkers a lot, it's just an extension almost of your friend group.
Right. And I mean, I get what the girl's dad is saying, like it could affect you at work, but it's also 2023.
True.
I mean, out in Venice, it sounds like they're in LA.
Yeah, it sounds like they're in California.
And there's very strong laws in LA that like protects people. And if people you work with, I mean, because bringing your authentic self to work, you're going to do better at your job than if you're trying to hide things. Like that's proven fact.
Because it takes more energy to hide something than to be yourself.
So if she
we also learned that from X-Men.
Exactly.
Thank you. From
the tales.
Mystique.
The tales of Mystique.
It takes more energy for her to be dressed or to be someone else than it takes for Mystique to be her blue self.
Exactly. Yeah.
Her
so
power is stronger.
I mean, that's like kind of what plays into it, and you always be more worried about stuff instead of being able to concentrate actually on your job. So I mean, she's actually really doing a disservice to herself and just trying to fit into the mold of what she thinks other people want her to be like is not going to help her. I mean, just because she was outed at work and the person was like, I didn't know you were gay. She just should have been like, do you have a problem with that? Like, come on, like, you know, like she shouldn't have been like, I'm not. I mean, she definitely needs, it's probably less of a problem of what her coworkers think and more of a problem about what she thinks about herself. Right. So it's something more like she probably doesn't think she deserves this type of job because she's this person.
Right.
She thinks she deserves this job because she fits into this mold.
Yeah.
So she has a lot of self-work to do, I think.
Yeah.
More than the girly pop who's writing in.
Girly pop is writing in.
She seems like she knows more about her identity and self and how she wants to live, right?
And it seems like it's not just the coworker thing, because she says that when she goes to visit her 2 hours away, they barely leave the house. So it
because
in the beginning
bump
of
into
the
the coworkers. Because that's where they bumped into him, was in a bar.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you have done if Eugene said, I need to take Kathleen with me to a work event so that people don't question my sexuality?
I would be like,
It would
no.
warrant a discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, no. You know? Like if you're not going to bring me, you're not going to bring anyone.
Yeah.
Right? Don't have a beard, basically, is what she's doing. Right? So, I mean, a serious discussion has to happen between them, and like you have to set your own boundaries and rules and say you're not comfortable living like this anymore. And if you're hiding me, like I don't deserve to be hidden. So what does this mean for our relationship? You know?
Yeah.
That would be my advice.
Yeah. Have a combo.
You really need to have a conversation about how it's crossing your boundaries and how you feel hurt by these things.
And how it's affecting you guys both socially.
And how it's affecting just your self-worth even, you know, because someone really cares about you and that you talk about how it's deprecating your self-worth and how you feel, you would hope that they would respond in a way. And if she's like, I can't change this for you, then you have an answer that where your relationship should go.
Yeah, because what's going to happen? You're going to take this, she's going to take this guy to all the work meetings for the rest of her life. And you're just going to stay home?
Right. Seriously.
That's not sustainable.
Yeah, tough situation.
Watch, maybe make her watch X-Men.
Mystique.
The newer ones with Jennifer Lawrence. I think it really comes up. I think she might relate to it about feeling her power at its full self.
Yes.
if you're not focusing on hiding yourself.
Yeah. So some advice and a movie rec.
Yeah, Mystique does turn out to be like evil later on, but like
Spoilies.
that was when it was Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, we hope things get better for you, girly pop. Talk to your girlfriend. Have a serious convo. Because also I feel like with all the people that write to us and we give the advice of talk to the person, if you're feeling like you're struggling enough to write to a podcast about the situation, it warrants a conversation with the other people in your life.
Yeah.
Because it's weighing on you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think they write in and I mean, they know, I think everyone knows they need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
But it's like giving them the encouragement to have the conversation and also some good like talking points or like tools to have that conversation.
Yeah.
It's cathartic to get it all out.
Yeah. Yeah. We're happy to be your big brother and sisters.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you. Well, guys, that was our beautiful podcast for today. Make sure you watch Nimona when it comes out, streaming on Netflix. We're all very excited for it. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Make sure you're going out there being a good ally. If you are an ally, which we should all be allies. If you're not an ally, you can shut the fuck up. But in the meantime, make sure you're washing your hands, being nice to people, tipping your servers, being nice to yourself. Getting boosted and boosted and vaxxed. Pee after sex, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.